All right. Welcome back, you all. So today I'm excited. We have something different. Finally, a lot of people in the comments be like, bro, we need something different. I want to see a different type of haircut. Not too many different type of haircuts. It's different textures. So I try to teach on different textures because there's nothing like getting the same haircut on different type of textures. But today, my little brother came in on something different. I want a Mohawk burst fade. I said, oh, perfect opportunity to do a tutorial. So let's get it. Burst fade Mohawk. So first thing you want to do is pick the hair out. My brother hair is a little dry. He washed it. It has a great texture. You'll see when it's finished. But it's a little dry. So we want to pick it out first. Give us a nice smooth canvas. Now, I'm about to show you something with this freeze frame in about right now. Okay, now. See this ridge area? This is a very important section I'm about to show you. I'm gonna draw a line with an invisible line with my finger to show you what's on this area I'm talking about. This area is an area you do not want to over fade in, do not want to over debulk in. You just don't want to overexert your clipper work in this area, because when you do it, what you'll do is you'll create a line that separates the hawk on top or the fro on top from the burst fade on the side. And once you kind of go into that area, it's kind of no man's land, area of no return. So you have to be very careful. So I'll teach you how to not do too much to create that permanent line to separate the hawk from the burst, because you want it to blend like one smooth piece. You'll get what I'm saying as we kind of go through, but it's very important that you don't over fade or overcut in this area. So let's get back to it. Secondly, why is my niece mugging me like that? Does she not know that I'm about to get her daddy right? Her little cute self. I mean, she look angry. It's my little niece. This is my brother's first daughter. Dang, she got me nervous in there. Shoot. All right, back to it. All right, so the way you start a haircut like this off, right, especially from a blank canvas, meaning they didn't have this haircut previously, you start by shaping out the hawk. I'm gonna call it a Mohawk. Although it's not a Mohawk, I'm gonna call it a Mohawk for purposes. I guess it's a Mohawk to me. All right, when I say shaping it out, I wanna shape the hairstyle to that style, meaning I'll put a bigger guard on, make the sides a little lighter, put the hawk in the middle on both sides for symmetry, just to kind of get a look of what it's gonna, look like. Because you don't want to make it too thick, you don't want to make it too skinny. So what I'm doing now is taking a 3 guard and I'm actually shaping it. I'm very light with the stroke. Now remember that area I told you about, I don't want to let the clippers dip into his scalp on that part. So what I'm doing is I'm actually, the higher I go, the more I pull the clipper out, especially when I get towards that ridge area of where the two intersect, the fade and the hawk itself. Then I comb it out just to verify, because in this cut, you're gonna do a lot of picking, a lot of combing, because with his hair being so long, it's standing up. So I have to be very mindful of where my strokes are. See, now that I have a little template of how this cut is gonna look, I see, okay, in the back of my brother's neck right there, where like a little light patch, that's where his head kind of sticks out, protrudes. Okay, have a little ridge in the bottom of his head. Now, when I do the primary line, very important with this type of cut, I do it very low. Now, because a fade is when you go from light to dark. Now, I don't have much space to go from light to dark with this type of haircut. So all of my primary lines have to be very, very low. My guidelines have to be very, very low. Then I'll clean up the section, go around curve. Remember, keep it low. Remember, everything I tell you in this video is very important. Now, I'll come with a 2, those are 3. I'll do the same thing. I'll do a little reshaping because I'm about to do my secondary line, and I need my secondary line to be just as tight. Again, to reiterate, these are one of them cuts that you don't have much space for error or to redo a section where you might have overfaded. And my brother, like his hair, great texture, but when it hasn't been laid down in a while, so it can actually ball up. Them curls can curl up, so it can be difficult to cut. Especially, like I said, when he has an amazing texture, but when it's dry, it's harder to cut because it flows whichever way I comb it or whichever way the guard may take it. So it requires a bit of patience as well. Now, secondary line. remember I told you we don't have much workspace. So instead of doing my secondary line with my guard off, what I'm doing is actually taking a one guard on my magic clip, making my secondary line. I need my secondary line to be a lot thicker. Usually I would use like my Andes Masters, or I would use my Gold FX with no guard. But again, I need to keep more hair because I don't have a large workspace. Now, what I'm doing now is taking the primary line away. How do I word this? Okay. Light strokes. Very light strokes because my workspace is small. Simple. Like if you look at my hand placement, like I always explain, I don't have a tight grip on the clipper because that means my wrist movement will be stiff. I need a really nice, smooth, flowy wrist movement to get a nice, smooth look. If you have a choppy wrist stroke, you have a choppy fade. We'll say it like that. And it's very true. Like if you don't have a smooth wrist, smooth hand work, then that fade won't be a choppy. Your fade is only as good as your wrist are. If you see the handles on top of his head, what I'm doing is stretching the scalp, because again, when we have a small workspace, we want to extend that workspace. I mean, we want to stretch the skin on the scalp, either up or down. So now I'm stretching down, pulling behind the ear, and I'm taking my time. The fade is also only as good as the guidelines are faded. So this primary section, right? The primary line is the line that I put in with the gold clippers. The primary section is that first section right there that I'm fading, that I put in with my Walls magic clip. The secondary section is the section that you see above that with all the thick hair, the dark hair. The secondary line is that line that you see up top that I'm not fading. Okay, so you want to take your time and just work it. Now, when you're working with a fade in a small workspace like this is the ideal time to use the corner of your clippers. Because when you're trying to use that whole clipper in a small workspace, it can get cramped. So now I'm using the corner of the clipper. I'm stretching the skin. I'm utilizing or making the most out of all that workspace that I have. Okay? So you all watch, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right? All right. Okay, so the back is a very delicate part because the way this fade goes is bursting. It's not taking up the whole side of the head. So the back, he actually wants like a V, a dull V in the back. So what I'm doing is I have even less of a work area to fade. So light, small strokes, and take my time. Okay, now it's time for the secondary section, the danger area. What makes this area dangerous is because I don't have much space to work. Literally, like I'm telling you, that ridge area, if I go into that, it'll be a forever line that I cannot get out between the Hawk and the fade. Why? Because no matter how much I fade it, the Hawk it's a bulk of hair. And a fade, it has to be a smooth transition between from skin to the thickest area of hair. So I'm debulking again with the grain. I'm taking my 2 guard, I'm stretching that skin. Now I'm coming back on my 3 against the grain, and I'm debulking, taking my time. I ain't rushing because I know one stroke ain't no joke, and we done. All right, so I take my time. I comb. I do a lot of combing and picking in this area, but you see it's still smooth. And what I want to do is I'm just lightening up that secondary line right there. Then I come with my 1, so I went 2 with, 3.5 against, which is what I'm using, the blue guard. Then I'll do a 2 against, then I'll do a 1.5 against, then a 3 against. Bro, why you losing low many clippers? Because, bro, listen, it's a method to my madness. All right, now actually I'm doing a 1.5 with the grain. I'm just taking my time to lighten that area up real smooth. And you can see it actually lightening up because now I can work that area without the fear of going too high. If you can see, you can almost even see the separation, but it's so close, it's fine. It's like damn near perfection of how close I got before I messed up. All right, now I'm taking my 2. I'm taking my 1.5, and I'm going against the grain. I'm just taking my time. Even in the back, I don't have much of a workspace, so what I'll do is just nice strokes. So what I'll do is, When I take a lot of little strokes, I'm taking off a lot of hair. When I'm doing, oh right there, that's that ridge I was telling you, my brother hair that sticks out, so it look a little light. So I have to fade around it a little bit more, around it, not on it. So that way I can make it blend into the rest of the sections. It's just the way his hair built. You know what I'm saying? I got the good genes. He got the okay ones. Now I love you, bro. All right. Same thing in the back. The long singular strokes, I'm taking off dedicated hair. It means I'm taking off hair in a certain area, like a certain clump of hair is what I'm working. See, and you see that's the clump right there. I'm working that clump and it's leaving. All right. And I do that quite a bit. Like on this is the type of cut that requires a very repetitive stroke. Meaning whatever I do, most likely I'm gonna do it a lot of different times. All right. It's gonna be and now I'm coming with my one. And this is how you work it. This, like I'm telling you, that system that I have with the debulking, it works with every single type of haircut. Just requires patience and a modification depending on the haircut itself. So now I'm coming with the one, and I don't go as high. See, I'm hitting like little spots, playing with certain areas. I'm hitting little spots. If you look right there on this edge up, it's a thick piece of hair. I'm gonna leave that there until it's time to work that on its own. But you see how that's coming together, y'all? Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, for real, for real. All right. So you guys just watch my stroke patterns. Watch me bring it all together. And see how I'm using my comb. Not once did I pick up a brush. Not once am I going into that danger zone of that ridge area of that fade, or that hawk. All right. You all watch, and I'll be back in a second. All right, so I did all of that to get to this point here. Now it's time to combine these sections together to make this fade and this hawk all come together. Yes, I did all of those little steps to get to this point of combination, of blending, of togetherness, of to desegregation, right? I'm bringing it all together, right? I don't need these. I need this to like one beautiful piece of art. I'm combining my art compilations and making it one masterpiece. I'm welding it together with dedication. All right. So it's funny how I did more prep work than I did actually fading work. Although, yeah, bro, you was cutting the whole time. Yeah, but that was prep work for this part right here. And you see how easy it came together. That's the thing. You can get this fade without doing that. But do you see how fast when I picked these gold clippers up just now? I'm bringing these parts together. This is what happens when you use the system. Yes, you can do it without the system, but you see how easy that was. Easy is coming together. I'm telling you, that's crazy. And I'm using the corner of the clippers. I'm using a nice light stroke. I'm not being aggressive on the guard, on the blade. See what I'm saying? Corner work. Just nasty, y'all. Look at that. I'm watching with y'all. I'm enjoying the show too. Y'all don't mind that little grip on the clippers. It came with the clippers. It was like a bottom clipper. Get the grip, the red grip. All right, so y'all watch the combination, the welding, the bonding, and I'll be back. Usually I put both the primary lines in at one time on both sides for symmetry, but for video purpose, I want to show y'all the before and after, like how it would look, how it came together. So I left my other side undone. So now he wants the little, he wants the V in the back, but he doesn't want it sharp like a standard little Mohawk. So like a standard Mohawk. So what I'm doing is I'm rounding the tip at the bottom. Try to keep it as natural. I know with these cuts, you kind of got to go into the natural edge up because there's not a natural line. But I don't want the grill back to be crazy. So I took it in some to make it sharp, nice and neat. And in the back, I kind of V it, but I round it at the bottom. I'm rounded at the bottom, y'all. And then I'm gonna show you all how the other side looks because it's a crazy transformation. Do a little cleanup work, get that little line out of there, get the little bitty, add a little, I'm just making sounds. All right, be back. All right, here it is, y'all. Well, this is, see how that looks versus what we started with. Like we started with a thick head full of hair. The process. Take your time and we can achieve it together, all right? Just follow the steps, rewatch the video. Now it's time for the edge up. How to edge up the froey edge uppy thingy. All right, so usually I go in with the straight razor, but sometimes I know that it can be difficult for you all. So what I'll do is start with the clipper. So I'm doing the tiger claw method on the edge up to debulk. I'm not putting the little baby hairs, but I'm kind of putting the little bitty baby hairs because I need something to edge up. When you try to edge hair that stands up, it'll revert, it'll move away, it'll run away. So what I want to do is edge up the hair. I want to lay the hair on the edge up down. So that way I can edge it up like normal. Now, not too much to where you can see that it's down because he don't want the little baby edge up. So his edge up is staying in that area. It's just how he kind of was blessed with it, you know? He hasn't had a haircut in a long time, so those are just all baby hairs my brother had. Now I'm taking the 1/16 guard, and now that area that I told you I left, now I'm kind of working that out with the corner of that 1/16 guard on my magic clip. On my masters, all right? Then we'll get into the edge up. Come on, Devontae, hurry up, bro. Just working it out. See the baby in the background? She being so good. Then I'll comb it out before I edge it up, and I'll run the clippers across the front of that edge up because sometimes the hair on the edge up, it lays over the front, and I need it to get up out the way, like Ludacris said. All right? See? Get it out the way, boom. Nice little pass, nothing crazy. Then I go up, boom, get it out the way, nothing crazy, not too much, nothing noticeable because we still got to shape this bad boy up anyway. I just want to get that hair off the edge up so I can go and come with the razors and the clippers and do my do. You feel me? All right. All right, so like I said, usually I would do a razor, but I'm coming with the clippers. I'm looking at both sides. It's a little uneven on each side. His hair grows thin in certain spots. And he also has like a little bit of a widow's peak that I'll take off because he wants it nice and straight across. All right, but I don't want to take it too far across. I just want to keep it nice and thick on the edge up. So I found a nice median. And I kind of worked that, all right? So taking my time, I have the thumb on the back neck of the clippers and my index finger on the front of the clippers to get good stability. I use my offhand thumb to pull the hair so that I can kind of get a nice, some nice tight skin. Then I just follow the perimeter of his edge up. You have to remember, right? When you're done edging it up, it's gonna be sharp. Like I know it might look a little thin to you while you're going, so it might make you want to push the edge up back, but when it's all said and done, after you shape it, you put your razor on it, it's going to be just fine. You have to trust that the process is going to yield great results. All right, and the curve, I just kind of angle my hand. I do like a rotation with my wrist, and I curve with the edge up, then I come back with the razor. All right, then I come back with the razor. So now, like, oh, bro, you just put the edge up in, now hair finish, start falling over the edge up. I want that. So what I do when I use the razor, I'll apply a lot of gel, a nice amount, a glue glob. Then I pull the hair back and then I comb the little hairs forward. See how I'm stretching the scalp back? I'm stretching the hair back, but I'm pulling the hairs forward. Then I just come in and I cut with my razor. So that's simple. That's simple. And then I'll reshape. When I shape his hair up, all the hairs that hang over the edge up, I'll just cut them while I shape the hair. Bada boom, bada bang, just like that. All right, so you all watch me with the edge up, and I'll be back when it's time for me to shape him up, shape the hawk up. All right, so now it's time for one of the final steps. I pick it all out. I get it nice and even. I'm not cutting it down, but so he wants to keep it thick, but I also want to shape it to where it goes in some. So I'm not pointing at the top. It's staying thick and wide. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the shape of his head. You can look at it from the front angle, and I follow that. And at the very top of this stroke, what I'll do is I'll push it in just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, so see, I'm following the shape of his head. How does his head grow? Because I don't want to stick it over the side. Boom. Same thing with the front of the edge. We talked about that. And then what I do with the middle is I'll just get them dead ends off, kind of get it a little even. But that's it, you all. Now it's obviously, it takes more steps than that. It's not just that's it. I'm just done. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta keep going. Take your time, don't rush, and repick after you shape it, repick. So that way when they pick their hair out or when they put their styling gel in, it won't be a false look. Because one pass through shaping the hair up, it will not get the true desired look. You gotta shape it, then pick it, then shape it, then pick it. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, share. Look at how my brother came in. Let's see. Look at how, that's how he came in, and voila. Share the video, like, leave me a comment. Hope y'all enjoy it. Take care.